This video takes a deep dive into the dark and dangerous world of three notorious groups collectively referred to as the Rolex Gang. These criminals were far from ordinary street thugs. Many of them had strong links to international crime syndicates. Their operations involved stealing Rolex watches in South Africa and smuggling them abroad for sale. In this video, we will dissect the events that led to the downfall of these three ruthless crews. Additionally, we will examine the tragic deaths of key players, including Mosala, an alleged leader from Alexandra, and Kelvin L, another infamous robber connected to these gangs. Another infamous figure within the Rolex Gang was Moses Maleka, a man notorious for his love of luxury and his audacious crimes. Maleka owned high-end vehicles like a Mercedes-Benz ML63, a Harley-Davidson motorcycle, and even a jet ski. His residence in Kempton Park was heavily fortified, featuring advanced security systems and surveillance cameras. Maleka and his crew were implicated in numerous crimes, including a high-profile robbery in Sandton, where a woman was stripped of her Rolex and diamond earrings. A subsequent police investigation uncovered stolen goods worth over 2.5 million rand, including plasma TVs, diamond rings, designer sunglasses, and multiple Rolex watches. Despite the overwhelming evidence, Maleka was released on bail. Not long after his release, Maleka was gunned down outside a nightclub in Marlborough after a confrontation involving a woman. Witnesses claimed the altercation arose from jealousy when Maleka attracted the attention of a woman who was with another man. The situation escalated, and Maleka was shot multiple times while sitting in his car. His death remains shrouded in speculation, with theories ranging from a gang-related hit to a crime of passion. Maleka's funeral was a grand affair, reflecting his influence and the duality of his life. Feared criminal, yet beloved community figure. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. Thank you. The Rolex Gang was not a singular entity, but rather a loosely connected network of skilled criminals operating throughout Johannesburg. Their primary targets were individuals who displayed expensive valuables, particularly Rolex watches. For these criminals, a single glance at a luxury wristwatch signified hidden riches, both on the person and in their homes. These gangs often prowled high-end shopping malls and affluent areas, with Sandton and its surrounding neighborhoods serving as their main targets. Among the many factions of this network, three specific groups became infamous for their bold and violent heists, which left a trail of fear and chaos. Even though the police successfully dismantled these groups, the wave of Rolex-related robberies slowed, but did not completely disappear. The problem intensified when high-profile individuals, including the wife of Tokyo sex whale, were brazenly targeted. This escalation highlighted the audacity of the gangs. Their illegal operations were further supported by international smuggling syndicates that specialized in moving stolen watches out of South Africa and into global markets. These criminal networks often sold the stolen Rolex watches in countries like Greece, where buyers eagerly purchased them at discounted prices. As the holiday season approaches, while many people are busy shopping for loved ones, criminal organizations are finalizing their own wish lists, focusing on the most valuable items to steal. One of the most notorious groups within the Rolex Gang was led by Paba and George Mooley. They unleashed a reign of terror across Johannesburg by carrying out a series of violent armed robberies over a few weeks. Police records indicate that on March 28, 2014, Karen Dorothy Walker narrowly escaped a robbery near Giluli's interchange when masked men in a white Mercedes opened fire on her as she fled. Just 4 days later, Lauren B. was hijacked in Sakani Park by the same group, whose faces were concealed by balaclavas. The group's reign of violence rapidly escalated, targeting several more victims in quick succession. Law enforcement soon narrowed their investigation to the gang's suspected getaway vehicle, a white BMW. On patrol one night, warrant officers Derek Bruce McIntosh and Robert Dakin identified a vehicle matching the description. When the officers activated their blue lights to stop the car, the suspects instead opened fire, leading to a high-speed chase down Rania Road. The shootout caused significant damage to the officers' vehicle, forcing them to abandon the chase. The white BMW was later found abandoned at a McDonald's in Woodmead, littered with shotgun shells and 9mm bullet casings. Just a month later, Officer McIntosh spotted a silver Chevrolet linked to the same crew and gave chase. The Chevrolet attempted a U-turn but collided with a road island. Before McIntosh could react, shots were fired from the vehicle, shattering its rear window and injuring the officer. Undeterred, McIntosh returned fire. The Chevrolet recklessly drove into oncoming traffic before crashing into a minibus taxi, losing a front wheel. Despite his injuries, McIntosh continued the pursuit, ultimately confronting and arresting one of the suspects. The gang's violent spree came to an end, but not without significant loss and injury. The Rolex robberies were driven by sophisticated crime syndicates. These groups had established networks for smuggling stolen watches overseas, with buyers ready and waiting. One such syndicate leader, Antonio, was exposed by an informant who detailed the smuggling operations in an affidavit. Antonio allegedly had connections with law enforcement, further complicating efforts to dismantle the syndicate. Kelvin L., another major figure in the Rolex Gang, was tied to over 60 violent robberies. He was killed in a dramatic police shootout in Mosala, Johannesburg. Kelvin's death added another layer of mystery to the Rolex Gang's operations, especially regarding the alleged connections between syndicate leaders and local authorities. While Rolex-related crimes have decreased, caution remains essential. Displaying luxury items in public can still attract opportunistic criminals. Always remain vigilant, as the streets can be unpredictable. The story of the Rolex Gang serves as a chilling reminder of the intricate web of crime that once gripped Johannesburg's streets. From daring heists to tragic losses, it highlights the relentless pursuit of wealth at any cost and the devastating consequences for both victims and perpetrators. While law enforcement's efforts have curtailed their reign, the legacy of these gangs serves as a warning that crime thrives in shadows of opportunity and complacency. As the city rebuilds its sense of security, one thing is clear: vigilance and proactive measures remain essential in ensuring such criminal empires do not rise again. The battle against crime is ongoing, and stories like these remind us that behind the glitz of luxury lies a darker tale of greed, violence, and survival. Stay cautious, stay safe, and remember, true wealth lies in a life lived without fear. Thank you for watching. Kindly like, drop a comment, and subscribe to this channel. See you in our next video.